Dangote, 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 still they find money. Oh, who I be? Oh, I know some of you say that I have a cockroach voice. The angel that is soaking your cane has not started. Why did I start my presentation today with Dangote, Dangote? It's very interesting because we all have 24 hours in a day. But it looks like some people have a certain hack around this whole time thing and they're able to make more in less hours than some people. So today I will be talking to you guys about the art of time management, how to actually make more from less time. So we'll be looking at the art of time management, which means that time as we have it is actually something that in order for you to master it is an art, and for me, I'm a preacher of the fact that time, the unit of a man's destiny, is measured with time. Whatever affects your time affects your destiny. You are only relevant on this earth because of time. And so then it is very, very important that as a people or as young people out there, we know how to use our time, how to manage our time. It is very, very, very important. So follow the conversation, and then I hope that this content blesses you. Before I carry on, we need to understand and establish what is time management. If Dangote has 24 hours, if Moses Biatha has 24 hours, how do we manage these times? Oftentimes I have people come to me, my head of brand evangelist scheme for my personal brand, he often is like, how do you balance your time? Because you're constantly doing this, constantly doing that, how do you balance it all out together? I share that secret in today's video. Like I said, it's very, very important to appreciate and understand what is time management. Time management is the process of planning, organizing, and prioritizing your time such that you are able to yield much more productive outcome or results. So planning, organizing, and prioritizing, three things come to play. You plan, you organize, and you prioritize. It is very, very, very important. This is the definition of time management. And so everybody has 24 hours in a day. Yes, true, but we all don't plan it equally. We all don't organize it equally, and we all do not prioritize it equally. So now it's important for you to appreciate that if we want to appreciate, or if we want to actually know how to manage our time, then we must be able to appreciate how to plan it, how to organize it, and how to prioritize it. So how do you manage your time? The first thing you need to understand is to set goals. Now, oftentimes when you set goals, you are able to know what you are supposed to do within a particular time frame. And for me, what works for me is that when it comes to setting goals around my time, I like to go in for two cardinal things. The things that are important and urgent on my calendar are the things that I attend to first. The things that are important and urgent on my calendar, they are the things that I attend to the most. Because at the end of the day, they are not just important, they are urgent. They are not just urgent, they are also important. So those are the things I look at whenever I'm dealing with my day and trying to organize, plan, and then prioritize it. And so in setting the goals, I look out for the things that come first in terms of urgency and importance. Very, very, very important thing to note. The next thing I do when it comes to managing my time is that I make a to-do list. So oftentimes when you pick my phone or you pick anything that, or you pick my calendar, you look at that I have a to-do list that I have done, and it is according to the order of things that have priority to me. So I create a to-do list. So I'm supposed to do that, I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do that. For instance, as I'm recording this content to you, it's almost like 4 a.m. At my end recording this content to you. I've been up all night recording loads of content. As soon as I'm done from here and I leave the studios and I head home, there are three things I need to do before I finally lay my head to rest. And so these are things that, and all of these things are on my to-do list to make sure it is accomplished and done before I rest. These are how you prioritize your time. It is very, very, very important. Please take note. Now, the third way in which you learn to manage your time is actually to say no sometimes. This is very, very hard for a lot of people. Oftentimes I know people who do not know how to say no to people, but in the world that we live in today, it's okay to say no. It's very okay to say no because, you don't want to overpromise by saying yes and you are not able to deliver. So you overpromise and you underdeliver. It will just taint your reputation, taint your integrity, and paint you a certain way. So it's okay to be bold enough to say no and be very firm about your no, especially when you know that you cannot deliver. This is something that I do not downplay. When I know that I'm supposed to hit certain tasks, I make sure nothing comes in to crisscross what I'm supposed to do. And if you are asking me to do something and I know that it's not on my priority list or on my to-do list, then it must wait so that I can finish what is on my to-do list. It is very, very, very important. Remember that we are looking at the art of time management, how to get more done in less time. And so another thing you need to appreciate in trying to develop this particular practice is to eliminate distractions. Oftentimes we see that people want to take a particular initiative, but there's so much noise in their surroundings, social media, and for me it's something that you see, especially in our part of the world. You don't really see it in certain places. I remember I visited a friend of mine at his workplace in Dubai, and he told me something. He said, the only time I have to spend with you is the next 15 minutes, because when I get back into work, I'm not allowed to pick my phone till I close. But you know, back home in our culture, oftentimes you see somebody who's supposed to be busy doing something and they easily get distracted by social media or the latest news that's trending or whatever it is. And so it's important that you appreciate the place of eliminating distractions if you want to learn how to manage your time. Remember, the people who are the 1% of the 1% do not give their time to everybody, and they have ways by which they eliminate distraction. It is not everybody that comes in to come and distract them off the things that they are supposed to do. Very, very important thing to note. And then lastly, there are two things that you need to appreciate is for you to take breaks and then delegate tasks. So for somebody like me, my day usually can be very, very busy and packed. So oftentimes you'd see me calling my dispatch rider Meshach to attend to something for me. I would delegate somebody else to go and do another thing for me. So that at the end of the day, I can have so much going on and so much being done at the very same time. One of the ways by which the people at the top, the 1% of the 1%, are able to make more in less time is because they cannot be everywhere at the same time, but they have people who can represent them, or they have ambassadors who can represent them at everywhere at every time. They just need to figure out that system and that structure that they can put in place. And so it's very important that sometimes you delegate, and then most importantly, sometimes just take some breaks. You know, the breaks help you refuel and come back to doing your activity for the day. And so McNeil, you often ask me how I'm able to manage my time. Some of the things that I do, some of the things that I practice are the things that I'm sharing in this video, and then I hope that it would bless you moving forward as your day gets busy and as more things come on your plate for you to attend to. It is very, very, very important. Now I'm going to talk to you guys about some tools and techniques that I use when it comes to time management. Some tools and techniques that I use when it comes to time management. The first tool is what I call the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique. Now for the Pomodoro technique, what I usually do is, depending on what is happening in that day, I do something effective, something active, something productive for 25 minutes. Then I take a 5 minutes break. So what happens is, for the Pomodoro technique, when you do 4 Pomodoros, that's to say when you go 25 minutes, 30 minutes, when you go 25 minutes, 5 minutes break, 25 minutes, 5 minutes break for 4 times, then you take a much more longer break, say 15 minutes, then you get back to work. Usually in those periods, you see me get up and stretch so that my body does not come under the duress and the stress of what I'm doing. And so that's one of the ways in which I practice time management, one of the tools in which I use in practicing time management, Pomodoro. The next thing I often do when it comes to managing my time is that I have almost everything put out well done on a calendar. So I use calendar to structure and plan out my day. It is very, very important that I know what is expected of me at various points in time of my work. Very, very, very important stuff. The last thing I do when it comes to my time management is I implement, or I have time tracking apps. So oftentimes if I say that I'm spending 20 something minutes with a particular person to accomplish a particular thing, I make sure sure that I'm spending 25 minutes to do that. For instance, I've been in the studios recording the past 4 hours, and I gave myself a particular time frame that I'm supposed to finish this recording so that I can go and attend to other things and grab some rest, and then my day continues again. And I make sure that I have a timer that is making sure I'm doing and being productive within this time frame. And so these are how, or this is how I'm able to manage my time. And so I hope that this content has been of a blessing to you. Like, share, comment, and my name is Moses B. Arthur. Love and light. Cheers, guys.